So, as part of my clinical review or my clinical project, one of the things that I wanted to do was reflect upon a lesson in which I'd actually integrated some technology instruction within the lesson. So, what you can see on the screenshot is one of 2 days that I had to review for a Unit 1 test with my special education science class S170. It's a general science class, and oftentimes we get kids in that section that uh, English is not their first language. So I get to use some of the applications of what we talk in class in order to help them learn different concepts. Specifically for this unit, it involved the scientific method, the metric system, area and volume, and microscopes. The class is pretty heavily focused on building vocabulary as well as reading and strategies for taking assessments and overall study strategies. So the first day, I allowed students to organize their notes for the tests, and one way that I kind of forced them, I guess you could say, to organize their notes is by giving this study guide. Now, the study guide actually has questions for the activity that we were going to do the following day, which is the Jeopardy template that I will show you shortly. So they were able to use the same materials that they would have used on their test, their Unit 1 test, and all of these questions, if they had put effort into doing the study guide, would help them for the game the following day, which would then better prepare them for the test. Okay, so as you can see, it's a pretty basic, straightforward assignment. The next day, we participated in a Unit 1 Jeopardy review game, and I've used PowerPoint before, and I've seen other Jeopardy templates, but I actually went online and searched how to make a pretty snazzy Unit 1 Jeopardy template so that the kids would also be impressed and engaged. So it was really simple to do. I just inserted a table and hyperlinked certain uh, numbers here with different slides. So for example, if I were to check the hyperlink here, I right clicked on the number and I would just go to edit hyperlink to show where exactly that matches up with. So here we see that slide 2 of my program matches up with that hyperlink, and it should, because right here it tells us that it's 10 points, which is what we want to see, because I did click on scientific method for 10 points there. All it was after that was just making questions in order with the different point values. And one new feature that I did learn was this little snazzy um, feature where you can actually insert, and if you go to shapes, at the very bottom there's these action buttons that will actually allow you to use transitions within a slide to another slide and back and forth. So I just inserted a blank one down here. This is what it looks like. I added some text to it by just clicking on text box, and that's where I typed answer. And if I actually right click on here to get to the answer for this question, again, what is a scientific method used for? The answer should be it's a guide used to solve problems. So if I right click and I edit the hyperlink, that'll show me where it's going to. It's going to slide 3. So if I go to slide 3, I've actually now reached the scientific method is used to solve problems, which would be the correct answer. So that's one way that I was able to get the PowerPoint to really transition beautifully. After here, what I would then do is click on Home. So I did the same thing. I inserted a shape, the action button down here at the right, and then I just added a text box that said home, so that this would then take me back to the home board. And the one really nice thing about this, well, let me check real quick. If I edit the hyperlink, that should say you hyperlink to the first slide, and you could choose from all the slides that you could choose next slide, previous slide, first slide, and choose, among all the slides that you've had in the PowerPoint presentation. So we're good with first slide. And if I edit the hyperlink, Just to double check, first slide. If I go to the first slide, it's back to my home board. So now what I'm going to do is show you what that actually looks like in the slideshow. So when the kids are actually participating. So if I were to go to the slideshow, here it is running now, and the students would have picked a point value in a category. Notice how there's a vocabulary category all on its own because, like I said, the class is vocab. It's pretty vocab intense, and we like to use or to emphasize vocabulary building for our students. So, perhaps we went to vocabulary for 30. Okay, so I asked the student to give me the definition of variable. If they would have done the study guide from the day before, they would know the definition of a variable, which is anything that can be changed in an experiment. So if I just click on my linked box here that I inserted for answer, it would show me that the answer is anything that can be used for an experiment. So then they would have either received the points or not, and then I'd be back to the home board, and now we see that it's been highlighted down in the middle, so we would know not to pick that again. So that was just one of the fun little things that I learned about PowerPoint when building my lesson, and all it took was me Googling and searching for basically a nicer PowerPoint template to use, and then build it from there, and that's what I did, and I was very pleased with the result.